My dogs are going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Win TV. I am so ecstatic to be with the newly appointed president and CEO of the Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington, also known as RMAW, uh, Shawn Townsend. How are you today?
I'm good, Micah. Thank you for having me today. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling happy that it's Friday. I'm really excited to talk to you. There's so many wonderful things happening in DC's restaurant industry, and you have had a pulse on it for quite some time. So I appreciate your willingness to talk to us today. I know Friday is a big day in your industry, and certainly you all are gearing up for winter restaurant week. So I think without further ado, let's talk about that. And I'm going to be on my phone, y'all, but what I'm doing is sharing this stream. And I want you all to do the same. I always say sharing is caring, right? So go ahead and share this stream with your people and loved ones as we hear about what's going on in RMAW. So yeah, tell us about Winter Restaurant Week and what's going on with that.
Well, I'm sure, as you probably know, and many other Washingtonians and folks in the region, DC Restaurant Week is a dedicated week of restaurant specials where we encourage patrons to come out and wine and dine at some of our favorite restaurants, and also, you can try out some new restaurants. And it's from January 16th to through the 22nd of January. So we're excited. It's a new year. We're kicking the year off with our first restaurant week, and looking forward to it. I hope to see some of our folks out at some restaurants during that week.
I, DC Restaurant Week is one of my favorite times. I love the winter one, and then summertime is always around my birthday, so that's always an added plus. And it's just so great because you get to really try so many different restaurants in the city and an array of some of their specialty items. So,
Yeah.
guys, RMAW has not paid me to make this plug. I am a fan. Check it out.
Sounds
um,
like we need you to be an ambassador.
Look, I'm all about it. Please.
Well,
Um,
I say one thing to add to Restaurant Week. Um, and I hate to say this, but a benefit of COVID
mm,
is, we were able to uh, transition into also adding carryout and takeout to go option for Restaurant Week. So you don't have to sit in the restaurant and eat if you don't have the time, or you got kids at home, or you got to work late. You can also support restaurants by ordering takeout as well.
yeah, that is a really great point and awesome, particularly as we are still in the middle of sort of these triple pandemics that we talk
That's
about.
right.
So,
Yeah.
thank you for reminding us of that. So, I want to sort of go back because I know you have really been instrumental in the district's uh, restaurant and nightlife and scene and sort of that industry and culture for quite some time. We know one of your previous appointments was as the District of Columbia nightlife mayor. And as I was doing a story on you about this new appointment, I it came to my attention or reminded me how instrumental you were in the transition of DC going to sort of a COVID friendly nightlife vibe, right? Where we can have our dinners, we can have our drinks right from home. Tell us a little bit about what that transition was like and how you've used that now in your work as the president and CEO of RMAW.
Yeah, it was going into COVID, that was a tough situation for everyone involved, including, folks, the mayor on down who were working in DC government, just at that time, just really trying to figure out what's the next steps? How do we come up with ideas to support not just the hospitality industry, but small businesses alike, residents as well. And I could tell you from the very beginning, excuse me, everyone in DC government was just trying to figure out how do we support. And so, we started early. DC government, with the help of city council, we were one of the first cities in the country to provide to provide support to small businesses via a small business grant. And then from there, we just continue to roll out with new ideas as we continue to receive funds from the federal government. So, the Streetery program where you have all the outdoor dining, lots of those conversations happened on my midday walk as we were talking to, stakeholders, just trying to figure out, well, what does everyone need? And so, at the Rammies, at the virtual Rammies, we announced on behalf of the mayor a $4 million grant to help restaurants winterize their outdoor spaces. And then we came out with the Bridge Fund, which was supposed to help you get from one side of the pandemic to the other side. And we've seen a number of businesses able to continue to keep their doors open by receiving such funding. And so I think, even though we are in a better place in the pandemic, those conversations continue to happen. And I just so happen to be now, in a role that allows me to continue to have those conversations with the administration, with city council members, and not just in DC, but we also cover Northern Virginia, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County as well. So I'm very grateful to have experienced working in the administration during really the prime of the pandemic. Um, and so now that gives me, sort of the tools that I need to really understand what some of the needs are as we continue to try to recover and bring back the region fully.
And, one of the things that I really appreciate about attending the Rammies, other than the really good food and drinks and camaraderie, because that's great, right?
Yeah.
But is at least these past couple of years that it's been back post pandemic is the real true celebration of the hospitality industry's ability to be resilient during the pandemic. I mean, it's a heavy focus, a part of the awards and celebration. And so as we sort of still navigate these triple pandemics, as we still navigate a world where restaurants are still working to fully bounce back. What is RMAW doing this year to help out the hospitality industry, and how can we be a part of it?
Well, we will always continue to market and help push out our restaurants to the region. That's one of the priorities of the association. A priority as well is, how do we move forward after I-82 has passed with eliminating the tip wage credit. And it's a huge concern for everyone, not just here in the region, but across the country. This is a conversation that everyone is having. And I think it's going to take a lot of work. We have to phase out the tip credit by 2027, and I think operators are just trying to figure it out. They're looking for some guidance, and we hope to work with our partners at the council and the administration to figure out ways to help the restaurant industry as they navigate through what this new life looks like post I-82. The Rammies will still be having the Rammies this summer. Hope to be able to announce some more information about the upcoming Rammies this year, but I'm excited about it. This is my first Rammies as the leader of the association. Of course, I've been to many in the past, but really looking to come back with a bigger and better Rammies this year.
That's so exciting. I can't wait. You know, the Washington Informer will be in the house.
That's right.
So I have a fun, quick little question from a restaurant industry insider. This person is an employee in the restaurant industry. One, I told this person I don't think that there's anything that can be done on your side about this, but it was bring Marvin back.
Where's the petition? I'll sign it too. Please
Okay.
bring Marvin back.
Yes, look. Okay, so the president and CEO of RMAW supports it. We can say that. All right.
Marvin was one of my go-tos on a Monday. Some good times there, and that actually brings up a good point about just trying to preserve our legacy, venues, and ensuring that that doesn't happen to the next legacy spot that some of us frequent. And I'm not really sure why Marvin's closed or did not open back up. I don't know. I have not spoke to the owners since it closed. But if there were ways to help that business continue to stay open, I wish that we had the opportunity to help preserve it. But because that was an institution for many folks like myself.
Absolutely. Myself as well. Okay, the next question is when is DC ready to be 24 hours for certain bars and restaurants?
Well, this has been a conversation from a long time ago, for years. This has been a debate about whether or not we keep DC open around the clock, similar to our friends in New York. And I think I'm open to the conversation. I think there are some benefits to to continuing to stay open throughout the evening, but there are also some concerns that people have about being a 24-hour city, with public safety probably being the top one. Right now, operators are just trying to figure out how to keep their doors open and how to keep folks working. We have a workforce shortage. The industry worker that you once seen pre-COVID, it doesn't look the same. And so the shortage of workers, it's a ripple effect on the business. Your server takes too long to come back to your table. That's because he or she's covering double the amount of tables that they would normally cover, because they just don't have the workers. And so it puts a strain on the kitchen. It's just a ripple effect. So before we can talk about staying open later, which will require more workers, we got to get folks back to work. So I think we should direct the attention to workforce development. Like I said, this I-82 piece, public safety. There are some things that we need to hone in on before we can say, okay, we're completely back from the pandemic. Now let's look at how we can, step it up a notch, and look at extending the hours. I will say that we do have, extended hours for usually 2 or 3 days during holiday weekends. And
Mhm.
it gives operators, whether you're a restaurant or nightclub or bar, the opportunity to stay open until 4. Inauguration is a big one that folks take advantage of. We just seen the World Cup, where businesses were able to stay open for a month until 4 a.m. So there's these little nuggets in there. We're not 24 hours, 7 days a week, but there's these opportunities in there for you to take advantage of staying open later. But like I said, it's been an ongoing conversation and debate, and I'm sure it will continue to be a conversation that we continue to have to see how we can keep DC open.
All right. Looking forward to continuing it. Last question from our restaurant industry insider, who wants to know How is RMAW working to address food deserts?
Yeah, very good question. I had the opportunity, prior to taking on this role, to actually work with a couple of grantees with their grant applications, submitting the paperwork, getting all their stuff together, whether it was your business license or your tax stuff. Like I've been through the trenches with submitting the information to get the funds of the food access grant that was announced by Mayor Bowser, I believe, within the last year and a half or so. And it actually allows, um, you know, operators to expand to another location east of the river with great weight going to operators or applicants who are looking to open east of the river.
Mm.
We all know that that's a problem. And I think the food access grant is one of the ways that allows businesses to, it incentivizes businesses to open up east of the river, whether you are a grocery store, a restaurant, as long as you sell food, there's an opportunity for you to expand east of the river and receive district funds for it. And I think it's a great program. I've seen the benefit of it. We now have a new MLK Deli that will be opening up on Sheriff Road as his second location. Sandlot Anacostia, which has opened up east of the river, where they will be providing, food options for folks in those neighborhoods. And I think we need to continue to be strategic about how we can contribute to the issue of just any part of our city being a food desert. I certainly um, enjoy being able to go across the bridge and have food options. And I hope that we can continue to provide more food options east of the river.
Absolutely. Well, as you all work towards it, the Washington Informer will be following you and hoping to keep in touch. So, Shawn, you have to promise to come back and chat with us.
I will. And I'll just add that as I embark on this new journey, I'm not going by myself. And one of the commitments that I made during my interview process is to try to expand the membership of RAMW, and I want to keep to that promise. And I'm a huge supporter of all things inclusive, excuse me, and diverse. And I know that we have a lot of Black and brown operators and folks in the industry who want to be involved and who want to have a seat at the table. Not saying that it wasn't a seat at the table in the past, but I want to be very intentional about it. I want the makeup of our membership. I want the makeup of the Rammies. I want the makeup of Restaurant Week, of Cocktail Week, to reflect who we are in the district. So just keep that in mind. I hope to see new faces at the events and continue to be and just support RAMW, because I think it is a vital organization, not just for the district but for the region as well. We have 1,300 members, and I'm looking to grow that because DC, Maryland, Virginia is one of the only regions in the country where most of our operators are independently owned, and there's not a lot of other regions that can say that. And so we are blessed and fortunate here to have non-restaurant chains come in and want to open up here. If you look at the success of Kava, who started in this region, and now they have expanded throughout the country. So DC is a playground for the food industry, for food retailers. See, look what's happening at the wharf, Navy Yard. I can point out different areas of the city where restaurants have revitalized, different neighborhoods across the city. And so, we leave no part of the city left behind, east of the river included. So we want to continue to be able to market and advertise and help businesses with their branding, help businesses get open. right? There's a lot that goes into operating a business. So it's not just the Rammies or Restaurant Week that we focus on. There's a lot of training that we conduct behind the scenes. There's a scholarship program that we are also involved in, with focusing on high school children who are looking to get into the culinary field. And like I said, workforce will probably be one of the top priorities of the association as well, because we want to ensure that we continue to have the benefits of having all these great restaurants where folks can go and enjoy themselves. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the former platform, and I look forward to continuing this conversation as I move forward on this journey. So thank you.
Thank you. I know we were wrapping, but I do have to ask this one last quick question because you did mention this, and it dawned on me that, at past Grammys, I've noticed the really beautiful empowerment and uplifting that the association does of Black owned entrepreneurs in the hospitality
Yeah,
industry, from restaurants to alcohol and beverage owners. And it's just been a really beautiful uplifting of our African American entrepreneurs within the industry. With you at the helm, and with a really beautiful pulse of what's happening in all of DC. Can we see a further push of Black restaurants and beverage industry places and entrepreneurs?
absolutely. Look, Kathy Hollinger, and the entire RAMW team, for that matter, they've done an excellent job with not just the Rammies, but really looking to be in places and spaces where traditionally, folks just haven't been to support Black and Brown. And so, you've started to see more diversity at the Rammies and in all things that the association has been doing over the years, just because it needed to be done. So I think, it was a priority for my predecessor. It continued to be a priority for me. I think they've done a good job of that, and we'll look to step it up a notch as
Yes,
well.
yes. Well, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your time. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Happy Friday. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Please tell your wife hello. We love her here, and I know the people out there do as well. So please tell her hello, and to continue doing her.
I'm sure you will see her at a restaurant real soon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you to all those for watching. We appreciate you. Again, sharing is caring. This is important information. DC Restaurant Week is coming up. You don't want to miss all the wonderful things that the Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington has for you. Thank you again, Shawn Townsend, and thank
Thank
you
you.
all.